to Facebook, and we are live.
Live? What does that even mean?
Well, it means that we're live. It means that
Okay.
right now this is unedited, and this is Q&A with RA. You can see our first question is posted already because it's a hot topic right now.
Ooh, I don't see it yet. No pictures, no proof.
Well, yeah.
Ooh, there it is. I see it now.
It's up there. We're 30
See
seconds
it
into
now.
this little jewel.
I'm wearing this new shirt that you bought me.
That's cute. I'm wearing one of my new shirts, but you know,
And you said if I work out, I'd look better, but screw you, dude.
I didn't say that.
What are we talking about today? I know what we're talking about because it's on the screen.
Yeah,
What are
we're
we
talking about coronavirus and what we at RA Marketing are doing to address the concerns. Really, I mean that's really that's what it's all about today.
I mean, we have been on the phone nonstop
Yeah.
with everybody talking about this. So we felt like, let's go live. Let's talk to everybody. What are we going to do about it? What's RA doing? What's the industry doing? What should you be doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy though, the impact, right?
Yeah.
Your kid's school, right?
Yeah,
It's
my
canceled.
kid's school yesterday, they closed down until April 6th, I think. We had spring break coming up in about 2.5 weeks, and so they basically just canceled the 2 weeks leading up to spring break, and then we had 2 weeks off for spring break. But then we were supposed to go down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee for a quick 4 or 5 day trip. I was going to shoot a vlog. It was going to be a lot of fun, but ended up canceling that. Not because...
Dude, I hate that.
I know.
I hate that for you guys.
I'm not worried about like us getting sick. I was just worried about like if for some reason like a quarantine happens, then we get stuck down there,
Right.
and like all of our, we're not like preppers, but we keep a week or two supply of food just in general because we have a big family, and
Yep.
we wouldn't have any of that with us. Our pets would, we'd have to arrange for care of them for extra time, and so it was just it was too much stress. We just decided, hey, you know what? Let's cancel it. The kids were not happy about that. That was...
I know, that's the worst part. Like, they're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Everybody's working hard, but we, it is what it is.
We'll make it up to them. It'll once this goes away, blows over, or settles down at least. We'll figure something else out, make up for it. But definitely,
NBA got canceled. NCAA got canceled. You know what sucks about that is my Jayhawks are number one, and we actually
had a chance this year.
yeah, we're steamrolling, and now it's going to be, I'm sure they'll finish it or whatever, but I don't know what this pause means for that.
Yeah.
But my kids, we got a text this morning. They're canceled here in Colorado. We have 49, I think, confirmed cases here.
Yeah, I think we're up to a dozen or so here in Indiana. One of them is in the county that I live in, so it's like, okay, all right. And the incubation period is like, I don't know. I don't want to feed into the hype necessarily. I don't want to act like I know more than I do. It's just definitely, it's a scary deal. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But we're adjusting. I think that's if you get nothing else out of this video, just know that RA Marketing is just fine, and your campaigns are just fine. We're just gonna have to maybe make some pivots on some things, but man, we're excited to show some neat stuff.
Yeah. So we basically broke this up into 3 groups,
Yep.
right? There's 3 groups of people. There's like severely impacted group. There's a moderate, and then there's like a not at
Yep.
all. And we're going to talk about all 3, give you some tips inside of each of those on what you should be doing, maybe some adjustments, any of that kind of stuff. But
Yeah. So let's talk about, I think, group one, like kind of the lower impact, the people that aren't going to be as impacted by this, the concerns basically. I mean, I define that group of people as the people that are, maybe not doing seminars now, or they're living in areas that aren't as effective, or they're like, you know what, regardless of the concerns, we want to continue on business as usual. Speak to that group, Rich.
yeah, and here's the thing. Let me say this too. It doesn't matter what group you fall into.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is there is a 65-year-old couple cooped up in their home because they can't go out. Their church got canceled. Their whatever's canceled, and the market's doing like this, and they need help.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what group you fit into. So, right now we all know is the time to meet with these people. They're nervous about their money, and it's up to us to help them. So no matter what group you're in, the end game is to help people.
Right.
And they need it more than ever right now. So yeah, group one is basically just, I'm doing what I'm doing. I've always been doing seminars. I've been doing it for 25 years, and I'm going to keep doing seminars, and it is what it is. I'm going to meet with them. and they're not really affected, right? It's just like, I'm going to do my normal because I think this thing will blow over. I understand that it's out there, but at the same time, I'm not going to make crazy changes for it.
Right.
So I think that's really the group. They're just going to do what they're doing. A couple of tips though. I mean, I'll give one and then you give one. I think for me, there's less competition right now because if you're in that group one, there's a lot of people that are in group 2 or 3 and they're altering things, they're changing things. Maybe like colleges are shutting down, libraries are shutting down. There's a lot less seminar kind of competition out there.
Right.
But that does bring opportunity if you're in group 1, but it also means you got to try a little harder. Like you're going to have to make sure you actually make your calls this time instead of just telling us you're making them. Because you got to communicate with these people, make them feel comfortable. If you're comfortable, they're going to feel that confidence and they're going to show up, but you got to do your part to get them to that point.
Yep. Yeah. And my tip on that would be, while you're being confident, also be responsible.
Be sensitive.
People are, there are people, regardless of how you feel about this whole situation, there are people that are definitely worried, they're concerned, and rightly so. Don't downplay those feelings. Obviously you want to be empathetic to those individuals. I mean, if you're hosting seminars, bring your bottle of Purell, let people know that, hey, these are not going to be large gatherings. These, don't generally have more than 30 or 40 people in a room anyway. So, we're trying to keep that. We'll keep handshaking to a minimum. We'll put adequate spacing between seats. Having that kind of language built into your confirmation call process, and as you're reaching out to these people, even if you don't feel like this is going to have an impact, and you've studied the numbers and you understand, you're an epidemiologist or whatever. Just know that the general sentiment out there is that this is something to be concerned about. And I would based on the reaction from school districts and colleges and libraries and sporting sporting groups, the NBA, the NHL, the MLB. Obviously, this is something that people are taking seriously, and I think, regardless of how you feel about it, know that your clients are concerned too. But just like Richie said, this is a huge opportunity right now because the market's doing one of these, and people are acting irrationally. They're making decisions out of fear. You got to help them not make decisions out of fear, and make logical, rational choices. That's your job as a financial advisor. So I would say it's an opportunity, but also you need to be you got to be wise and you got to be empathetic throughout the opportunity.
And the marketing's performing. Just to be super clear, the marketing is performing. We're getting the RSVPs. That's not a problem. So if you're in this group, it's going to be normal for you. You're just going to need to do a little bit extra work to make them feel comfortable to show up to your events. No big deal.
Yep.
All right. So what do you think? Group number 2 here.
Yep.
This is your moderate kind of impacted. This I see is kind of like you're in the middle. I mean, you're not going to be, I'm doing whatever I want. I don't care what anybody thinks. You're also not going to be like, I have to be in my basement and barricade myself. You're just sort of in the middle. You understand there's going to be some shifts, maybe some adjustments, but you still want to keep marketing. You're not going to let your business collapse or anything crazy like that.
Yeah. And the other factor is with group number 2, maybe you want to continue on, but normally you host your seminars at libraries or colleges, and those venues have closed down. And that, hey, we can pivot here, but how do we do it? So it's the individuals that are not continuing on business as normal, but want to figure out a solution to continue to do live local seminars. And I think we have some responses to that. The first one that makes a lot of sense to me is throughout the marketing, and we can add this in. We're already doing it for a few of our clients. Offering a one-on-one appointment in lieu of attendance at the seminar. So if you're running a seminar campaign and you get this person on the phone, you can offer them a one-on-one appointment if they'd be more comfortable with that. We're also doing that, like I said, on a couple of clients at the beginning of the registration process, as opposed to just saying, hey, register to come. We're giving them a secondary option. If you prefer, we can schedule a one-on-one appointment to help mitigate that. So those are 2 thoughts I have on that. I know there's another one that we've been kind of banding about internally here that we've seen some good feedback on as well, as relates to where you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Where you do it. And here's the deal. Businesses have to have people to survive. So in this type of environment, if I'm a business, if I'm a brick and mortar, I need people to come to my building, even with this like scare out there. I need to take precautions to make sure people are comfortable coming to my business. So for that reason, restaurants and hotels are really good alternatives. I mean, we've seen great response with both of those throughout the years and market them regularly. But right now, if you go at a college, the college is probably going to shut down, right? If it follows the trend, it's probably, you know, so you're risking your venue being shut down. So same thing with libraries, really any government facility. So for us, a tip for this would be, if you're going to consider doing seminars still, as per the usual, consider a business, because they're not going to shut down. They need the business, and they're going to have hand sanitizer, and they're going to be cleaner, and they're going to have just, you know, disclosures and all that kind of stuff everywhere to make people feel comfortable.
Yeah, and I'm on we travel a fair amount, so I'm on the email distribution list for a bunch of different hotel chains, and almost all of them have reached out to me as a consumer and said, we're taking this seriously. We're increasing our cleaning efforts. We're cleaning, twice as often. We've got extra hand sanitizer stations out. Like Richie said, these businesses are built on the idea of people coming into their facility and using it. The hospitality industry, the restaurant industry, these companies and these businesses won't survive if they can't have people in their building. So they're taking every step they can to keep that as safe and sterile as possible. And as a result, I think, as a financial advisor looking to do seminars, you can kind of leverage that and say, okay, maybe I can't go to the normal local community college or, community center or library because they're closed down. You can then pivot to some of these other facilities. And like Rich said, for group one, the demand is going to be lower right now. So you're going to be able to schedule your workshops, and you're going to be able to utilize that. And like Rich said, for group one as well, reservations are still coming in. People are concerned, but reservations are still coming in. We got reports back from one of our advisors who ran a seminar 2 nights ago while we were in the peak of all this panic, and she said her attendance was as good as it's ever been, if not better. So now that's not going to be true in every single instance. It's not going to be true in every single market around the country, but in certain parts of the country, people are just as motivated to get out and go to these events as normal. Because they're seeing what's happening in the market, and they understand, hey, there's a value to going and learning about these things, because I obviously need some help. I need a change.
Yeah, quick time out. I have 2 points, and then I have another tip at the end before we go into group three. First of all, hit notifications on if you're watching this live. We're going to be doing this format a lot more because it's quicker. We could just come straight to you. You can get the same information on our Q&As. We're going to push this out to LinkedIn, YouTube, all that kind of stuff, Facebook. So if you're watching this, hit that, turn that on so you can be notified when we go live. Second of all, man, I kind of feel like RA fits into group two. We're doing stuff normal like in group one. We're also going to make adjustments like in group three, but I feel like as a team, we're group two, and I've never been more proud of our team like ever, because we are making dips and dives left and right, and everybody's responding to it. Yeah. The team is being amazing. I think you would agree. We're super proud. We're texting like every night, like, man, did you see what Paul did, what Bree did, Abby, Ethan, like we're all over it. So I'm really proud of our team. I think we've made good adjustments, and it's going to make us all better.
Yeah, everybody is staying positive. I think I saw somebody post something from a college buddy of mine, said something to the effect of, you don't have to panic, but you still need to have respect for the fact that this is a virus. You don't have to let the fear go viral. Right. I think that's kind of, as a company, that's what we're kind of doing. We're respecting the fact that, hey, this is a real fear. This is a real concern for consumers. How can we adjust to it? And everybody on the team has really pitched in and pulled together to make it possible for us to continue to work for and work with our advisors.
Yeah. So then my last tip for a group two, something practical that we're doing that you should be doing, is just putting it in writing, like understanding that we're all humans and that the people looking at this might have concerns. So we're just putting it in writing, like, hey, this is a small group. This is not a large group of people, so don't worry about that. Also, we're going to have hand sanitizer there. We're not going to be you're not going to have handshakes, like nobody's hugging. So just kind of like debunking those, because those are easy things to be like, oh, I'm not going to go because I know he's going to shake my hand. Like, no, we won't be. Just come get the information. Right. So just being practical with it. We're going to put that on the landing pages. You guys should add it even in your confirmation calls. Your health is our number one concern. We need to get you this information, but we're going to be respectful and make sure you're comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that brings us to group number 3. And these are the people that live in certain parts of the country, I think, that are most impacted. Maybe they're, seeing some, recommendations from governors or, state officials that are recommending they self-quarantine, things like that. So, and these are the people that, they're so used to doing their seminars, and their marketing at community, organizations like libraries and colleges, that's really the only thing they're comfortable with, and they just can't right now. So what are we doing to address that. And I want to allude back to Group One because there's a group that we haven't really talked about yet as a part of Group One that really is not truly impacted all that much, and that's the people that don't do seminars. The people that are doing like lead gen programs, people that are primarily building their business on phone call appointments or one-on-one appointments to begin with. Those people are really not impacted at all. In fact, the conversion rates on those campaigns are going to go up and have gone up because of the attention that this thing is driving. And so that's kind of a side point to all of this. Like, we have some solutions, and that is one of our solutions. Leverage the fact that there are other mediums, there are other places that you can get business other than just seminars. Now, seminars are the tried and true proven model that people love, and that's why we're creating some alternatives and some support for those even during this time. But there are alternatives that are tried and true and proven methods to market for financial advisors, and we've had them for years, and we're happy to talk about those as well.
Yeah, that's it. That's a really good point. This group, there's a county out here in Colorado where there's been like a lot more cases in a specific county, and they've even I think the governor came out and said no more than 50 people in a group. Mm-hmm. So that's even more, because I've heard the 250, like gatherings of 250 or more. This one was 50. That's the first time I've seen that. So, it's going to get worse before it gets better in that respect. I think people are going to absolutely go down that road, and it's going to hit that. So if you're in a county like that and it's tough for you, a couple of things. Andrew already mentioned lead generation, mm-hmm. tried and true, get in on that. It's just get the leads, follow up with them, right? So you don't have to be in person right away. That's an easy one. One that I'm really excited about is just take your seminar into a webinar. It's just an online version, and we've already got it built out. It's a full comprehensive program, super easy to use. We're going to put a recorded version of your webinar and run it like a seminar, and it's going to be perfect. So you don't have to be in a room live with everybody. You can just do it online, on the line, as they say. Line.
We've seen some comments in certain parts of the country. I wish there was an online version of this. I wish this was something that we could view online. So consumers are asking for that, and we're delivering it. That's something that we sat down as a team, figured out what we needed to do, what platforms we needed to purchase and get involved with to be able to make this as seamless and automated as possible. And it's actually really, really robust. Kind of looking back at this, 2 or 3 months from now, this effectively has created another platform for our advisors to use long term. And this is not something that will be exclusive to the COVID-19 issue. We will continue to use this going forward because it is something that can be run at scale. It can be run all the time, and something that as we get past all of this, we're going to be retooling to make it more evergreen, if you will. But certainly in this moment right now, this is a fantastic alternative. We're super excited about it. Like Rich said, basically it's going to be recording of you giving a webinar presentation, just using the presentation materials that you've always had for your seminars, putting it online, going to the people where they are in the comfort and safety of their own home. Now more than ever, that's a huge hot button that we can take advantage of.
And it's kind of neat too, because it's like it's like at a live seminar, if you could tap into the brains of your audience and like quantify how much they've been listening.
Yeah.
Like, this person's actually been listening for 21 minutes. Okay, let's treat them this way.
Yep.
So going online allows us to be a little bit smarter with that, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah. The other option, and this is, I already mentioned it, is lead generation. We've been doing lead generation for years. I'll always point out that lead generation is a different workflow. It's not the same as seminar, so you do have to work the leads differently than a seminar, but it's proven. It's one of those deals where maybe if you're running a seminar, you're meeting with those people, a day or two after the seminar, potentially writing business within a couple of weeks of that. Now with lead generation, maybe that sales cycle is just a little bit longer because you do have to kind of establish that know, like, and trust over a period of time as opposed to right at the seminar. But it absolutely works, and we have some lead gen programs that are converting really, really well, and we've got some really robust systems in the back end. All of our lead gen funnels come with a 75-day automated drip sequence that's customized and co-branded to the advisor. Automatic appointment setting built into that as well. So definitely a good alternative if you're thinking, gosh, I don't want to go crazy and reinvent the wheel here or go with something that's new. I want to go with something tried and true. Lead gen might be your answer there. Happy to talk through that, show you how it works, and get you the answers you need on that.
Yeah, let me just speak to the business owner to the individual advisor, to our partners, if you're watching this, to anybody who's watching this who owns a business, challenges are tough sometimes to get through, but they also create a ton of opportunity. And that's really the point of this entire video is like, Andrew and I, we said to each other, like, this is why I know we were meant to be an entrepreneur, because we're looking at this situation like super motivated, ready to go. And we're set up for it. Nobody could anticipate a virus, a global pandemic, right? But because it's here and we have thought ahead and we work remote and we do all this kind of stuff, we're ready for it. We're prepared for it. And it's probably going to increase. Like, it's going to be good for our business overall, because it's going to make us work harder to establish new programs for you guys, to cater, the experience to the user. We're having to understand them better, understand their fears, their desires, and respond to those things. So if you're a business owner out there in any way, don't, just dip and dive. That's part of what we do. And that's what makes it exciting. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Right. So
learn how to pivot.
There's a lot of opportunity.
Learn how to pivot because I was making this analogy a couple weeks ago when I was kind of in the camp like, oh, this isn't a big deal. Like, oh, this week it's coronavirus. Next week it's going to be the Peacock Flu. I'm coming up with different funny names for it. But the reality is there's always going to be something that's going to force your business to pivot. And, it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but at some point, if you're not prepared to pivot, and I'm not saying pivot away from your normal niche, but pivot within your niche to figure out a solution for what's happening, man, that's key to success long term. Because if you get so focused on the way how I've always done it, this is the only way I'm ever going to do it, and you rest on your laurels, guess what? When something like this happens, because this won't be the last time that we see something like this, it might not be a pandemic next time, but there will be something that causes this kind of turmoil. And when that happens, you have to be prepared to dip and dive and bob and weave. I mean, that's just that's a part of life in the business world.
Yeah, and if you're nervous, we're not. Like, if you're nervous with your marketing, know that we're not. We've never been more confident. So give us a call. We've got options that will fit what you need. And that's the whole point. That's what RA marketing does. That's why we're here for you.
And the last option that we've kind of mentioned two others, the online, the webinar version of your seminar, traditional lead gen programs. The third one is it's kind of a combination of seminar and lead gen. I don't want to go into too many details on it, but essentially it's kind of a one-to-one concierge type online marketing program where the entire purpose is lead gen, but kind of demanding the appointment and incentivizing the appointment. So really excited about that. We've run some initial tests on that.
Killer.
It is absolutely amazing. And I think that it's benefiting from some of the national attention that is being focused on the market. But I look at this as this is something we stood up in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Actually, before all this started happening, we worked on developing this program because we saw the need for it. And I have a feeling that this particular program is going to be something that is really, really powerful in the times of year when people aren't wanting to run as many seminars. Like the holiday season, like, hey, the business still needs to get in front of new clients. The business still needs to meet with new prospects. How are they going to do that if seminar marketing isn't quite as effective? And we all know, pretty much after Thanksgiving, like in late November, December, it's tougher to get people to come to seminars and then get appointments scheduled post-seminar. How do we mitigate that? And so we've come up with a solution that was really the impetus for this solution. And then obviously with what's going on right now with the COVID-19 situation, it's more important than ever to have an alternative to seminar marketing. And I'm pumped about it. I think it's a killer idea. It's a killer program. And
it's tried and true too. Like in the traditional marketing world, it's tried and true. You guys all have heard and know about it. We just digitized it, and it's slaying it. It's a really good program. So I am excited about that. So there's really 3 alternatives. If you're not going to do your in-person seminars like you always have been, or you don't want to do a seminar or whatever, there's 3 alternatives there. Each one of those are extremely effective, and it will bridge the gap from now until whenever this thing cools down and beyond. Like, it's always going to be an offering from RA now, which is what I'm excited about. But it will get us from where we are in the current state to whenever this thing cools down and we understand it better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it, guys. Those are the 3 options that, if you're in group 3 and you can't do seminars right now, we understand. We support that decision. We want you to put the health and safety of you, your staff, and your prospects and clients first. We get that, and so we've come up with three kind of pivots, if you will, to help you in that. If you're in group 3, if you're in group 2, again, be responsible. Look at other venue options. If you're in group 1, still be responsible, and offer maybe one-on-one appointments in lieu of attending a seminar if people would be more comfortable with that. Because just remember that people are, regardless of how you feel, people are concerned, and rightly so. And this will blow over. This will go away at some point. But for now, we just have to deal with the objections as they come.
Yeah, and I want to say on the way out one more time, Andrew and I couldn't do it without our team.
Yeah.
Like I always want to give credit where credit's due. I mean, even like Ethan and you last night, you're up at, what was it, like 11:30
Yeah.
your time? I'm sitting in I'm 2 hours behind, and I'm in bed, like going to sleep. And you two guys are on there figuring this out, this cool lower thirds setup here so that we could be ready to go today. And that type of thing has been nonstop with our team. And I want to say thank you to you guys. You know who you are, and I appreciate you. And thank you to our partners, thank you to our FMOs, to our agents, like everybody involved. We're all getting stronger together. I just wanted to say thank you.
2020 is it started off rough with a lot of different things, but we're poised to be stronger than ever. And with partnerships that we have, the employees that we have, the team that we have around us. Richie and Andrew couldn't do it on their own. It's a group effort for sure, and we're proud of the team we've assembled and the partners that we have.
Absolutely. So turn notifications on for the Facebook Live. If you're on LinkedIn, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, send us messages. Our phone number and our website is on the screen. Hit us up. We want to talk to you. We appreciate you, and we'll all get through this together.
Sounds good.
All
Take care, everybody.